Hi and welcome to Polly Puts Colour On. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you all of my completed pages from all of my Lulu Mayo books, and as you can see I've got quite a few here. I haven't quite got her complete collection. I think there's the unicorn one, the sloth one, and I think the mermaid one that I don't have, but unless I see them on a really cheap deal, those ones don't massively appeal. Like there's some cute images in there, but I've watched flip throughs and I don't know, like I say, if I saw them on a really good offer, perhaps I would. But at the minute, quite happy with all the ones I've got because I think I've got 10 altogether. So I'm planning on splitting this into a part 1, part 2 so that it's not too long. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on part 2. And obviously, please click like because it does help to push the videos out to more people. Obviously, still quite a new channel and still obviously, you know, trying to beat the YouTube algorithm. You know, if that's what they say, try and get my videos out to as many people as possible so that I can try and make a few more colouring friends along the way. So I thought I'll start with my oldest ones, you know, the ones that I've had for the longest time. They've got quite a few pages done in this part 1, and then her newer books, or at least the ones that I've bought more recently, in part 2. So if you do like these kind of, you know, full completed page collection kind of videos, I have already got up on the channel all of my completed pages for Eerie, Millie Maratta, Matchstick Mouse, and I'm sure there's another one, but I can't think who. Oh, Johanna Basford, if I've not mentioned her, that was the other one. And I'm planning on working through the rest of my collection as well. So, you know, another reason to click subscribe if you haven't already. And I have got a Ko-fi store. Looking to support the channel. I'm hoping soon I might be able to set up memberships as well, but I haven't quite hit the watch hours that I'm required to be able to do that. So, you know, exciting times hopefully coming for the channel. So in this part 1 video, I thought we'll look at a million cute animals, million llamas, million monsters, million sweet things, and a million sea creatures. So we'll start with the one that I bought very first of all, which was a million cute animals. This one actually is one of the few ones that I've picked up in store. I think pretty much all the rest have been bought from Amazon. This one I saw in the Works, which is a high street chain shop here in the UK that sells books, craft things, lots of things for children to do. And it was an offer. I had to quick flip through and thought, oh, I've not heard of this artist before. This looks quite cute, and picked it up. And then obviously it's been a bit of a slippery slope ever since then. And you know, she brings out an awful lot of books, and they're all really cute, which is obviously why I've got quite so many. So in this book, so I've had it for quite a while now. So it's got some of my earliest colouring. So as you can see here, awful lot of gel pen on the flowers. Didn't worry about copying the colours on the front cover, as you can see. And there's an awful lot of gel pen. Even his trousers are sparkly. My fingers are now really sparkly from touching the pages as well. But I remember I had a lot of fun sat colouring this one. And then again, awful lot of gel pen. So some pencil. I can't remember what brand it was because this was so long ago. It was just some cheap, you know, not particularly branded pencils that I had. And then a load of sparkle there on all the flowers. And then this is a slightly more recent one that I've done. Used water-based markers. I think it was my Tombows to base most of it, and then a little bit pencil shading. Kept the colours quite limited, as you can see. A little bit of white gel pen detail, and I was really pleased with how this one turned out. It was really sweet. I love him with his little bow tie. I think he just looks adorable. And that one really makes me chuckle with the little face on. So there's that one. It's an awful lot of adorable pictures in here. So this one was done a little while ago. I think this was Castle Art soft touch pencils, I believe. Glitter gel pen for kind of around the edge of the stand, bit of chalk pastel in the background. And then it's not often I do this, but I had a go at using washi tape for the bottom. Quite often I just use washi tape to add a border, you know, on a page that's a bit empty. But I thought it looked like it needed some kind of a table. You know, there was a bit of a pattern there, and I thought, oh, I don't know about colouring that. So rooted out this washi tape. Maybe didn't line the colours up the best, but I'm kind of quite pleased with how it turned out. So I think that was about the first time I'd ever tried doing that. So I was quite pleased with that. This one again is a bit more recent. This was a buddy colour with JI Colourist. I'll link her channel down below. So quite a limited colour palette, as you can see. Used Tombow markers again for all the basing. As you can see, nothing went through to this side. A little bit of pencil shading, acrylic marker for the background, a bit of stickles, glitter, glue there for a bit of sparkle, and I did go over some of the lines with my Languo gel pens as well, just to kind of get rid of the black lines a little bit. So I was really pleased with how that turned out. It's a very different colour palette for me, but I was really pleased actually that I did try something a bit different. Then the next one, again, this one was quite a while ago, which you can probably tell from my style of colouring. So again, just my cheap pencils, glitter gel pens, bit of chalk pastel in the background, and then the glitter you can see over the top of the chalk pastel is just where the glitter gel pens smudged, and then it's made the background all sparkly, which actually I think has turned out quite well, to be honest. And then again, this one was quite a while ago. Chalk pastel again in the background. Just, you know, whatever pencils I've got at the time for the colouring. Bit of gel pen, very sparkly turtle shell there, if you can tell. I had a lot of fun doing that one. Seem to remember colouring that one on holiday. And then I did the chalk pastel background when we got back. So that one was a fun one to do. And then I think this was done on the same holiday as well. And again, would have added the chalk pastel background in once we got back off holiday. So some water-based markers, some glitter gel pen, some pencil, all sorts on this page. And that was a lot of fun to do. And we've got this one. Not thrilled with how this one turned out, I must admit. It wasn't quite what I'd envisioned in my head. Really pleased with the water. I even used some stickle glitter glue on some of the waves, which I was really pleased that I managed to get that neat enough on there. A bit of gel pen. Really pleased with the water. It's the sky. It just wasn't quite. I think I either should have gone lighter or darker, but I think the colour I went for the sky, just, I don't know, just looks a bit brown, doesn't it, for a sky? But, you know, it's a completed page and I had a go. And I was kind of quite pleased that I seem to remember, I think I maybe did the chalk pastel first and then went in and did the flowers with the glitter gel pens, because then it didn't matter too much if the chalk pastel, you know, went onto the flowers. I didn't need to worry about erasing it with going over with the gel pens. So that was fun to try, but yeah, not thrilled with how the sky turned out, but you know, you can't win them all. Then again, this one, mainly glitter gel pen on this one. A little bit of chalk pastel, both for the background and the little pom-pom actually, and a bit on the little elephant guy too. A nice glitter gel pen on their tusks. So that was a really quite quick one to do. Then we've got this one. So I think this was my Castle Art Soft Touch pencils, and I want to say it looks like I maybe used a Prismacolor white to blend it out a little bit. A little bit of chalk pastel and a bit of pencil in the background, and again lots of glitter gel pen. So I was quite pleased with that, especially the fact that I took the time to go over some of the lines and add a bit extra detail in there. So that was not as quick as it maybe looks from the size of it, but I was pleased with how that one came out. And this one was done quite a while ago again. I think this was one of the ones I did on holiday, one of the times that I took this away with me. So lots of pencil, glitter gel pen, and then added a little bit of a background in with the chalk pastel once I got back. Not a very cohesive colour palette. I literally just, you know, did each one. Wasn't really thinking about how the whole thing would look in the end. So I had fun doing it. I think if I was to do this now, I'd do it very differently and try and be a bit more selective on how many different colours I used, but still it was a fun one to do while I was on holiday. Then we've got a double page here. Again, this was done on that same holiday. I won't say, I think it maybe was when we went up to Edinburgh, I think, if I'm remembering rightly. So some pencil on here, some glitter gel pen, As you see, added a bit of chalk pastel in once we got back off our holiday, and just added some little dots to the background, and much the same on here, but a lot more gel pen. I don't think I used any pencil on this page, looking at how sparkly it is. Chalk pastel, some dots in the background, and then that's everything that I've got coloured in this book. I do really want to do this one at some point, because and I've got a lovely, nice, pretty watercolour paint that would look great there for the moon, and I'm picturing those in kind of pinky purple, so at some point I'll get to colouring that page. So we'll go for, I think the next one I got was sea creatures, but I'm not completely certain because I've never really written stuff down, so it's just kind of guessing, to be honest, the order I've bought these ones. So here we've got A Million Sea Creatures again. This is one that I've took away with me a couple of years ago, so I've got a few done on this. I did on the same trip. So again, I have done inside. You can see it's very streaky. I just sat one night watching, I think my husband was playing one of his games, so I sat on the sofa with him with my Tombow brush markers, and just, you know, coloured everything. And I've not worried about going in with pencil shading, because I'm not that fussed. I'm quite happy with that. It means it's coloured. When I open the book, it's not empty and me thinking, oh, I need to colour the title page. And yes, I know it's streaky, but I kind of enjoy doing it at the time, and that's the main thing. Again, this was on in front of the TV with my Tombow brush markers, a little bit more selective with what colours I used, and it didn't come out too streaky actually, so this I was quite pleased with. Then we've got this one, so I know this is one that I did on holiday, and I want to say I probably would have taken my Castle Art soft touch pencils with me, some gel pen, as you can see. I mean, that fish and that fish are just purely glitter gel pen, and then there with the presents. That's kind of one reason why I picked this page, because this was when we went away for Christmas a couple of years ago, so I kind of picked a slightly Christmassy page, but that wasn't too Christmassy, and then when I got back off holiday I added a little bit of chalk pastel to it. We've got this one again, it's just a quick one, Tombow brush markers, a little bit of gel pen for the stars, and that's it. Not worried about going in with any shading or anything. Just sat doing that one afternoon with my daughter downstairs. So it's not the most amazing page, but I had fun doing it, sat chatting with her, so that was the important thing. And we've got this very sparkly page. If I'm remembering rightly, this was done with a colour palette from Amanda Colours, which is why it's quite a cohesive colour palette. And I think it was done for Mermaid a couple of years ago. I think it was my pastel tint pencils, but I might be wrong on that one. You see it put a load of glitter, Stickles glitter glue in the background, and a little bit of washi tape top and bottom there. Then we've got this one again. This is one that I did on holiday. So this was Castle Art soft touch pencils, I think. Blended some out with a Prismacolor white, gel pen, and again added a bit of chalk pastel to it once we got back home. So I was quite pleased with how that one turned out. I think it turned out quite cohesive. And then we've got this one. I think this was another one that was done either with the same colour palette or a similar colour palette from Amanda Colours. This was Prismacolors there. I can remember doing Prismacolors for this one. Little bit of gel pen, but not a lot. And then the really, really teeny tiny little washi tape around the border on that one. And I do really like this one with how kind of pastel it turned out. But I definitely can't claim any credit for the colour palette, because I'm sure that was an Amanda Colours one that she'd shared on her Instagram. This one, I'm not thrilled with how this one turned out, but again, you can't win them all. Pencil again there. This was one of the first ones I think I did in this book. Bit of glitter gel pen, chalk pastel in the background, and I don't know, I think it's the colour of the chalk pastel with the central image. The unicorns are just a bit washed out. I think either I should have done the chalk pastel lighter or a different colour, or made the unicorns darker, but I'm not bothered enough to go in and change it after the fact. I was happy with it at the time. It's just kind of with hindsight that I'm thinking, not thrilled on that. And I did try going over the eyelashes with a black gel pen, and then it's just, she looks like she's got very clumpy mascara on, doesn't she? So that's another reason I'm not thrilled with that page. And then we've got this one, which again, I think I did this one at home rather than on holiday. Based a lot with Tombow brush marker pens. A little bit's gone through in places, but not very much at all. Loaded glitter gel pen, and I think I coloured the waves mainly with pencil, and then put a load of glitter glue over the water and the central bit of the sun. So it is super duper sparkly, this page. I think I used a Prismacolor white for some blending on the whale. And that's the last page from A Million Sea Creatures. So then we've got A Million Sweet Things. Again, I've got kind of the title pages done again with Tombow brush markers. Didn't worry about particularly copying the colours from the front, although there was a couple of times where I looked at it because I was like, I'm not too sure what that is. So then I did have a look at the front just to work out if it was food, if it was an animal, what was it. So yeah, brush markers there. Again, Tombow brush markers on that page. Nothing fancy, but at least, you know, they're coloured. We've got this one. Again, this was mainly Tombow brush markers, bit of pencil shading, some gel pen, and a bit of chalk pastel in the background. I really love how bright and colourful this page turned out. I think if that was your stationery pot on your desk, you'd have a lot of fun because there's just so many cool looking pens, isn't there? We've got this one. This is one that was done on holiday, so pretty certain it was my Castle Art Soft Touch pencils that I took with me. The background was already black, so this one didn't actually take too long, and I attempted to add a bit of texture to the fur by, you know, colouring it in short strokes. It's not the best, but I think, you know, Lulu Mayo doesn't draw realistic, so you don't need to worry about colouring realistic, or at least that's my point of view. And then a load of glitter gel pen for kind of all the stars and everything going on in the background, and for the bike. So that was a lot of fun to do. This one was basically just Tombow brush markers. I don't think I even went in with any shading looking at it, maybe a tiny bit just to smooth it out a tad, but not much. Tiny bit of glitter gel pen in places, and then just cute washi tape top and bottom. These washi tapes work perfectly in this Million Sweet Things book because it isn't drawn by her as far as I know, but the style is just so similar to her illustrations that it just works absolutely perfectly in these books. So then I've got this one, which was Tombow brush markers, and then I did go over for quite a bit with my pencil just to smooth it out a bit and add a bit of you know, depth to it. A little bit of glitter gel pen, chalk pastel, and again those cute washi tapes at the top and bottom. And then we've got this one here. This was Castle Art Soft Touch pencils, loaded glitter gel pen, chalk pastel again in the background. This one was a lot of fun to do. The black was already there, I believe. I'm sure it's printed like that. I just wasn't too sure how to do the straw at the time, so I think I did it very lightly with pencil and then went over with a bit of a silvery, like a really light silvery gel pen, just to make it a little bit shiny so it looked like it was a plastic straw. And then we've got this double page, which was quite recent. This was Prismacolors, quite a limited colour palette. And then used a few acrylic markers in the background just to add a bit of something because I just didn't know what to do with the background, but I didn't want to leave it completely empty. So I was kind of quite pleased with how that one turned out. And then I think the last one from this one, here we go. Again, it is Castle Art Soft Touch pencils, loads of glitter gel pen, bit of chalk pastel, and again a little bit of washi tape in around the edge just to finish it off a little bit. That one was a lot of fun to do because it was awfully quick. Like, I didn't do anything to the penguins other than colouring in their little hats, and that was it. So remember, that one was super quick to do. So then we've got A Million Little Monsters. Again, I've done the first couple of pages just with Tombow brush markers. So again, they've come out a bit streaky, but you know, I don't mind. And again, same thing there, a little bit of glitter gel pen and Tombow brush markers. Then we've got this one, which is Prismacolor, and a black Secura glaze pen there for the eyes on them all, and a little bit of gel pen detailing as well on the dragon. I was really pleased with how this turned out. I love the colours that I picked on this one. I especially love how kind of it just all sits together. Like I really love it. I was really proud of that page, and then couldn't decide what to do with the background, so I left it. So I've worked so hard on this page. I'm so happy with how it turned out that I didn't want it to just, you know, kind of go wrong as such by adding a background that I wasn't happy with. So then we've got this one again. This was Tombow brush markers, very tiny bit of pencil, but hardly anything at all. Any shading you can see, I think, was pretty much done with my Tombow markers actually on this one. Tiny bit of gel pen, and again a bit of a washi tape around it, but obviously the design goes quite close to the edge, so I just kind of left random sections there. I did debate like getting my knife and cutting the washi tape so that it would fit perfectly. And I thought, oh, I don't know about that. I think it'll end up looking a bit messy. So I didn't bother, and I just left a little gap, which I think looks fine. And that washi tape goes quite nicely, I think, with the design of the page. And then the last one for this part 1 video is A Million Llamas, which I think is one of her older books, but actually it says is a more recent purchase for me, this one. So again, Tombow brush markers. I went through a phase over a few weeks of I want to try and get the tartar pages done in my Lulu Mayos. Sat in front of the TV of an evening with them and just kind of got them coloured, worked through them. A nice limited colour palette there. Tombow brush markers. So then I've not got many done in this, with it being a newer one. So again, Tombow brush markers, bit of pencil shading, bit of glitter gel pen, bit of chalk pastel. Seems to be a running theme with a lot of these books. These were kind of my cute and cozy books before I had cute and cozy books. So sometimes I'll use my Prismacolors and spend a bit longer, but generally, you know, they've been my quicker pages, and I've used my Tombow brush markers for basing and just a tiny bit of shading, which is exactly what I've done here. Tombow brush markers for most of it, bit of pencil shading, and that was a lot of fun to do. Like, didn't take too long because I only used like 2 different colours for all the flowers, tiny bit of pencil shading, and then that was it. So that's the last page that I'm going to be sharing with you from the Lulu Mayo books in this part 1. So if there's a book that you particularly like that you haven't seen, it's probably going to be in part 2. So please click like and subscribe so that you don't miss out. If you ever would like to do a buddy colour with me in a Lulu Mayo book, that would be lovely. So if you want to drop a comment down below, it would be great to hear from you. And obviously I will link as much as I can in the description down below. They are Amazon affiliate links, but if you purchase that way, it won't cost you anything extra, but it will help to support the channel. So take care, everyone. Hope to see you again soon in part 2. Bye.